Welcome back everybody to our third Starladder Europe match of today. It's time for Virtus Pro to hit the playing field in Starladder Europe for day 23. They're taking on Team Ahead. Virtus Pro still a team in the hunt for a playoff spot. As for Ahead, well, their hopes are slim and pretty much gone right now with a few too many losses up their belt, but we'll see if they can put up a fight here. You still want to play out the rest of your matches. The bottom teams always do possibly suffer relegation to the lower Pro Series and may risk not actually staying in Star Series for the following season. So they'll play out the rest of their matches and look to do as well as possible. But for now, it's Virtus Pro versus Ahead. Pretty much a must-win match for Virtus Pro if they do want to contest for that LAN playoffs. But we'll get ourselves in the game. Before we do, I'll introduce my co-cast. It's a fellow Aussie. It is Baseskip. How are you doing, Baseskip?
I'm doing pretty well. Excited to cast some more Dota. Always fun.
Cool. Well, we'll hop ourselves right into the draft. We're a few picks in, and it is going to be Virtus Pro playing over on the Dire side. We've got Ahead on the Radiant side, and a bit more standard of a draft compared to the last game and what we saw coming out from Aware Gaming.
We do have the Naga Siren ban mixed in there, so
Yeah.
it isn't a huge thing, but I see it quite a bit in pubs. I think in SEA and Oz, the mid Naga and carry Naga and whatnot. So it looks like it might be moving around a little bit as well. Also nice as a support, especially with all the Batrider picking that's been going on recently. So good hero all around, and I guess interesting to see it mixed into the bans here.
Yep. For Virtus Pro, they get the Dazzle Centaur early on. They've been picking a bit of Dazzle here and there. The big heroes they've been playing is obviously the kind of snowballs for G, like a lot of Storm Spirit, a lot of Puck. They really like the Disruptor support as well, so I like this ban coming out from Ahead, not giving them Disruptor, but it looks like Virtus Pro straight into a Vengeful Spirit pick. They didn't even think twice about that one, so they had that one pretty fastly planned out, so they didn't really seem to care about this Disruptor ban. And this support duo, Dazzle Venge, a lot of damage output and a really good pushing support duo as well, with the Vengeful Spirit Aura, the Howl of Terror being a great pushing ability as well because of all the minus armor, as well as just having a long-range spammable skill. And well, there's a unusual pick.
Wraith King. Okay.
Yeah. CIS seems to have been experimenting a bit with this hero in the kind of safe lane farming role, and with mixed success. I kind of like him.
I think who was it that ran a support Wraith King the other day? That was EG, I think. I don't know who it was against, but they ran a support roaming Wraith King, and that game worked out really well for them. So I don't know. I forget exactly what the tournament was or who they were playing against, but it seemed pretty legit. So maybe that's an option here as well. Wraith King, I think not as bad as some people would make him seem, but typically a little bit more viable against, say, something like a Doom or something that's going to try and lock down your carry for the whole fight and get rid of them. And the slow on reincarnation now is actually fantastic. Makes him a little bit more viable as support. So we'll see what Ahead are up to here.
The hero's
I'm excited regardless.
Yeah, it's great against teams when they can't actually get around the Wraith King and get to the back lines. That's where, if you're forced to focus the Wraith King, you're in a bit of a tricky spot because he's going to have the reincarnation most of the time. That's where Virtus Pro, they pick up a Puck. This is a good hero to kind of just ignore the Wraith King, blink on the back lines, try and burst down the supports to start off the fight. Similar thing that the Centaur can help do, and he's got a Blink Dagger, he's got the Stampede for the movement speed. And we'll see exactly what Ahead look to do with the rest of these picks of theirs. I imagine the Wraith King will be in a safe lane farming role, but as you mentioned, it doesn't always go that way. You can play him as a kind of nice niche 4-position hero as well if you want to go that direction.
Yeah, the Puck is really nice for stuffing Batrider's initiation as well. If you manage to phase shift right as he blinks in, you can often just pop out with the Waning Rift, and then life gets very difficult for the Batrider not being able to get the lasso down. So nice for VP. We were just extolling the benefits of Puck, a couple of games ago as well. So yeah, solid hero and just lots of really nice initiation power from VP. Something even like a gyrocopter could just be the AoE carry cherry on top of this lineup so far.
I think Virtus Pro pretty versatile with what they can get with this last pick. If they want to go for that Starladder Dazzle combo, they can still do it. Starladder's still in the pool as well. I don't think they have to pick up a hard carry here. Not like Ahead have too good of a late game carry themselves. So definitely a lot of options there. If they want to go aggressive as well with Vengeful Spirit Dazzle, they can even look to do something similar. They probably don't want to leave Centaur 1v1 against the Batrider though. That's probably going to be one of their main concerns there. But they could actually put Centaur tri-lane. If they want to, they could tri-lane with the Venge Centaur Dazzle and then get some 1v1 hero to go up against the Batrider in the safe lane. So Virtus Pro do have a bit of versatility with their draft.
Yeah, definitely some strong possibilities for them here. And ahead are going to go for a Morphling.
Well,
So,
that... I guess you go Morphling mid and maybe put Wraith King still in the safe lane farming role.
yeah, could be. Could also be potentially off-lane Bat, Morphling mid, and Wraith King safe lane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I just said, Cameron. Come on.
Is it? It's 3 a.m. now, God.
I know. Look, it's 3 a.m. there, but it's, what, 10 a.m. here. And
But you've been casting for like, what, 14 hours now or something?
I've
I was
gone...
like... Yeah, you asked me at the end of the last game, I was like, are you going to come cast another one? I was like, oh, okay, I'll help out gods. It's nice to have a co-caster along for the ride.
Yep.
You know, we'll help each other out, but looks like I'm stumbling here a little bit, so we'll have to limp our way over the finish line. But anyway, Virtus Pro pick up an anti-mage to finish things off, so it looks like probably not going to be aggressive from them.
No.
Mana Break, really nice to have against the Wraith King, though, if he's in any kind of core position. So yeah, he's going to be in for a sad time.
Yeah, it does give him a nice little incentive to pick up the anti-mage here, and we'll see what Ahead have planned with their last pick. And it's kind of hard to contest the anti-mage here, and anti-mage is one of those heroes that matches up pretty well against the Morphling. I mean, this kind of takes us back to the TI2 era where there was all the anti-mage versus Morphling games. And, well, neither carry kind of beats the other one directly, but I feel anti-mage is just a bit better of a flash farmer and a bit better of a split pusher.
Okay, so it's a support Wraith King.
Yeah, oh,
Yes,
you're right.
yeah.
They get the Storm Spirit last pick, so... Alright, that's happening.
It's happening, alright. Storm Spirit, nice to have against the anti-mage. In some ways, he can be a bit of a liability in others, though. If you get off to a good start and you get your Orchid before the anti-mage gets his Manta Style, which you normally should, then you're looking pretty good. But you do typically have to go, I think, for a BKB immediately after that Orchid. Otherwise, you just become a big fat Mana Void target every single fight. Though, you know, Storm's looking a little bit more slim these days.
Yeah. Putting the Wraith King in the full position also helps out just because it means, like, if he doesn't get a reincarnation off in a fight because he gets mana break too much, it's less of a problem because he's not actually a core hero. They're not going to be investing lots of farm into him, and in some ways, he's more likely to be ignored in a team fight just because of his lack of farm. He'll throw a stun and then just offer very little to the head in the rest of the fight. So there's not much need for VP to actually try and focus or bring him down early in a clash.
Yeah, he's just really there because he has a very spammable stun. Wraith Fire Blast. I was about to call it Hellfire Blast, but Wraith Fire Blast is a very solid ability. So
I still just call it Stormbolt. Like
Stormbolt, yeah.
Is that what's called? Is it even called Stormbolt in Dota 1 anymore?
I don't know. Honestly, I haven't loaded up Warcraft 3 in ages.
I was watching Merlini play the other day when the Dota 2 servers were down. He wound up Dota 1. He played some Warcraft 3 melee, like the standard mode, and then he played some Dota 1 as well. Played some techies. But
it's always fun when you can get some friends together to play customs.
Yeah.
Were you a big customs player?
I played a lot of that was how I got started on Warcraft 3. Like, I played customs before I played anything else. I mean, Dota's a custom game.
Yes. Well,
at the end of the day.
Well, and Warcraft 3 now, well, up until Dota 2 was released, basically existed for Dota. So I remember the one big victory that Warcraft 3 and Dota had was when there was that one update which increased the upper limit on the map file size, so we could finally add some more custom icons and some custom hero models, because a couple of them aren't just ladder icons and models. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, props to Blizzard for listening to the Dota community at the at that point.
Yeah, they listen to some things.
Some things. Yeah. We'll probably not go down that path of discussion right now.
Yeah. But well, a bit of a pause coming out here. It looks like VP just waiting on their last player to reconnect back into the game. Some interesting drafts coming out. We got some good CIS Dota ahead. But
so the thing with the anti-mage is always going to be that he's that. And you know, I've called it this in a whole lot of casts, so I feel like a bit of a stuck record. But it's always that invitation to just try and end the game in less than 20 minutes, because the anti-mage just does absolutely nothing for the first 20 minutes of the game. It's all right for isolating heroes with some stuns and laying in with a little bit of right click, but as far as clashes are concerned and actually pressuring out lanes, then needs that Battle Fury for sure. So we'll see if Ahead can execute really nicely in this early game here and start hammering down those towers, because they need to get the tier 1 safe lane and the tier 1 mid just to really lock the anti-mage out. And from there, I think they're in a good spot.
Yep. Have you seen this new showcase mode? It actually pops up the hero name and player name. It's pretty cool.
Oh, okay. I know it didn't work. Oh, awesome. Sweet. So you could use that for introductions, couldn't you? You could just click along the top.
Yes. Let's have a go with that. That's a good way to start things off here at 10 in the morning after a long cast.
Yeah.
We'll introduce. I'm already confused and lost. Sentor's going to be running into a few heroes here. Let's make sure he doesn't die. Okay, he doesn't die. But we're going to have Virtus Pro over on the Dire side. It's going to be Q Spectator mode. Arsat playing the Centaur Warrunner. We've got Dazzle being handled by Jodam. We've got Puck in the solo mid. That's going to be G. We've got Anti-Mage being played by Illidan. And then finally, it's going to be the Vengeful Spirit support being played by NS in the top lane.
Okay, and to help you out, we'll go left to right for Ahead.
Sounds
I guess.
good.
So starting with Wraith King, so we've got, oh man, Zek?
Yeah.
Zeke on the Wraith King. We have 168, a little bit easier on the Batrider. Seema is going to be on the Morphling. We've got Aloha Dance on the Storm Spirit, looking pretty jaunty, making his way towards mid. And we've got the stand-in, who I believe has played with this team before. That was the message I got from somebody a little bit earlier, and that's going to be May on the Ancient Apparition. Now, that showcase introduction is pretty cool. I think I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Do that in the future.
You can get some good, like, twirling camera views all over, and, like, I like this. I'm getting used to, like, actually controlling it. Like, the first time I did it, there was everyone complaining that they just thrown up their lunch, so I think I'm getting a little better with it, but...
Practice makes perfect, Gods.
Yeah.
Practice makes perfect.
Well, Dazzle has a Dazzle with a double damage rune. That's a tongue twister. He's going to maybe even go for a killing on a Aloha Dance with the Poison Touch. The damage output's just ridiculous. One more right click to finish him off. Puck with the first blood at mid. G getting the last hit.
First blood.
Alrighty, first blood goes the way of Virtus Pro very early on.
Good start for them. Batrider just kind of looping around on top lane. Looks like he's going to be just fine.
Yeah, pops a Firefly. Takes a bit of harass here, but he's actually looking to go back and trade even more hits with NS. NS isn't too worried, just a level 1 Firefly. Not that scary of a damage output. But, yeah. Well, for the time being, I mean, Virtus Pro obviously off to a great start with the first blood, but they're going to look to get more out of this than just a first blood. But Puck already having a kill on mid lane, already a level and a half ahead of the Storm Spirit. This means he'll hit level 6 first, he can go for another kill again. Any support rotation again is also just going to make his lane absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, and the Storm Spirit has a really important role to play again in this game. Really needs to come online pretty quickly to deal with the Anti-Mage, who's about to get a kill on 168.
Yeah.
Goodbye top lane.
The Firefly, I think, was like on cooldown for a bit. It only just came up at the end there, and it was too late already. So, get a kill, and Poison Touch, Vengeful Spirit's done. And second kill of the game for Virtus Pro. Batrider immediately TP's back in, but damage has already been done. Giving up a kill to an Anti-Mage of all heroes, not something you want to be doing at this stage of the game.
Yeah, definitely not. And that means Illidan's just going to be that much harder to harass, especially if he picks up his Ring of Health right now. I wouldn't even mind seeing him go for some pretty early treads.
Yeah.
Just to get that little bit of extra killing power out against the bat. You're going to go for the treads eventually, no matter what, so you may as well just get them early game for the survivability and the extra damage.
I think this is becoming more standard, where you get the treads and then go into your battle fury. You only get the Ring of Health first if you're really getting harassed and need the regen.
Yeah.
But he's still got 5 Tengos on himself, so he's in no rush to get the Ring of Health. And this is where fast treads will just give him, like you say, a ton of killing potential in this lane with a tri-lane. So no reason to play this defensive and get a fast Ring of Health when he doesn't even need the HP regen right now.
Yeah, and it's really nice to have carries in general that can pick up a pair of phase boots or some treads, and the supports can kind of leave, go and do their own things, and the carry can still win the 1v1 against the offlaner. You don't want the carry being bullied just because the supports are off, because often they have to be off doing something else, grabbing experience mid, grabbing farm, stacking ancient, stacking jungle, because they do have to recover a little bit later on in the game.
Well, Batrider's already decided top lane is just too damn hard for him. He goes into the jungle. He's going to be too late to stack this camp, which is a bit unfortunate, but he's just going to go for a single kill.
Golems. The golems.
Sad days. That's unfortunate. This is not a very good value Firefly. Just for one Centaur camp. Doesn't get any stacks off. That is bad value. He's going to head back top after killing it, so that was almost not even worth the rotation.
Yeah, also, the Centaur placed an Observer Ward over here a little bit earlier, which got dewarded by this sentry, but I think this sentry is still blocking this camp anyway. So, a little bit misplaced there, and that means they don't have their pull through, and that's the other option that the Batrider would have had to be able to recover in terms of farm, just stealing the big camp and the medium camp from the supports. But yeah, that sentry ward's going to mess them up for a little bit.
Yep. So, for the most part, Virtus Pro coming out on top of 2 of the 3 lanes, and the off lane for them is actually going really well. Like, having a Centaur already with Trinkle Boots and level 3.5 is about as good as you want here. Double damage rune. Ooh, high ground AA. Doesn't actually get the deny. He actually he harassed the Centaur, so he just picks it up himself. G, unable to get the rune, but hey, he can bottle Crow if he really wants to. As we do see Aloha Dance get a nice little deny on the Siege Creep, but level 6 coming soon on Puck, and this is where Centaur rotates mid, knowing that there's going to be a Dream Call, and that they can actually look for a kill on this Storm as soon as Puck hits level 6. The rotation has been spotted by the Radiant Observer Ward, but doesn't mean that we're not going to see Storm go down regardless, depending on how defensive he might play. G.
Yeah, a nice build from G as well. He's got the 2 points Orb, 2 points Waning Rift.
Yep.
So prepared to have a little bit of extra lockdown against the Storm.
Top lane, it looks like they tempted to go on the Batrider again. The Poison Touch on cooldown. Anti-Mage did use a Blink as well, but no, not quite enough damage there. Vengeful Spirit stun wasn't actually there. It looks like VS wasn't in there for the kill, but Asat gives up on the mid lane gank and goes back bottom lane because there's a big creep wave at his tower. So this is... I like this play from him. He goes mid hoping for a kill, and he's already back bottom as soon as it pushes out, ready to get his experience and hopefully a last hit or 2.
Yeah, and actually 2 waves making their way in right now, so this is some really good experience.
And they can't really zone him out. They've got no way to kill him with just Morphling AA, no actual setup. They need that Wraith King.
Yeah, and he's actually wandered all the way over to mid to try and do something about the Puck.
I think he was worried about the Centaur gank, so it was like positioning himself for when Puck went in with a Dream Call to turn things around, but Puck just never went in. If Puck went in, he was there with the counter gank. But,
yeah, also worth pointing out that that wave pushing was just the ahead supports losing control of the lane a little bit, in all honesty. I think a lot of that comes back to not having their pull camp either. Well, the second pull through camp.
Now, Morphling has gone for a very greedy play here. Picks himself up a Midas. 6 minutes in the game, a pretty fast Midas, but not an item you typically get on Morphling that often, unless you're someone like Arteezy.
Morphling. Oh. He didn't go far enough into the shop.
Mid lane, so they may get a kill here on Aloha Dance. He's not level 6 yet, and with a Dream Call, Vengeful Spirit rotation, they do get the kill. What did Morphling do? Oh, he bought the disaster. You can sell them though. Why didn't he sell it?
He didn't realize.
Oh dear. Oh no. That slows his Midas down by like almost a full minute now.
And the courier's going all the way.
Yeah. Oh, he's telling his team like, you're not getting your item. I don't care what you're trying to buy. I need courier.
Well, that's his mistake, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Like, you even have a few seconds to realize, run back. And you don't even have to sell it. You know, you have 10 seconds not to get back to the side shop, but just realize it's in your stash and sell it. Yeah. And then walk back over to the side shop.
And he should realize pretty fast. I guess he's, I mean, just a bit sloppy and probably just not really focused more than anything. But
so not a 6-minute Midas. We'll call the time when he picks it up.
NS smoking at the bottom lane. If you kill the Morphling now before he has his Midas, oh boy, that is bad. And there's a Puck here as well. Good look towards the stun initiation. NS looking to go in. The waveform not going to come. Puck. He's invis, so they can still commit to this one. And Seema going to walk directly into this Puck. Oh, the Vengeful Spirit's in here as well. One right click, the Waning Rift, the Orb to follow. He needs to use this Midas. He also just wants to stay alive here. He's trying to morph to strength here. He's got 3 points in the morph stats. This is out of mana now. Vengeful Spirit Stun will finish him off, and it looks like VS will get there for the stun. Doesn't even get to use his Midas. I don't think we can call this a 7-minute Midas when he doesn't use his Midas until 8 minutes in.
Oh, that's...
He may have picked it up, but this is essentially an 8-minute Midas now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Asat, oh sorry, MA, the Ancient Apparition now going to go down as well. Oh, yeah, one last right click finishes him off. Aloha Dance with a zip in, looking to get NS. NS just holding his grounds, has a magic wand, pop those charges, he's going to salve as well, does use it, stays alive as well. G with a double kill here. 6 zip early on, 8 minutes in, and what a terrible, terrible start for Ahead Gaming. I think Ahead Gaming are behind.
I think that would be very fair to say. And VP have just been playing really nicely. I mean, a couple of opportunities presented themselves. A little bit of luck with that double damage at the start of the game, but Still, this is... And that Invis rune as well. The rune luck has been good for them, but still, nicely played.
This morph just comes in, taxes the Batrider, one of his big creeps, and says, look, man, I need to use my Midas.
Goodbye.
Oh, goodbye indeed. As Anti-Mage will pick up the last hit. He's just toying with him almost now. He gets the last hit. Picks up a... Looks like he's got a broadsword to go with a salve here as well. Doesn't actually need this salve. I think he meant to pick up the broadsword, but... Once again, players just not really properly using their couriers. Well, using their items and stashes, but... Oh, there we go. He's got his broadsword now. All's well at him as well. And 7 unanswered kills going Virtus Pro's way. That is... ugly, ugly, ugly.
And look at this Anti-Mage's CS as well. I'm gonna keep an eye out and just check in what it is at 10 minutes, but
yeah,
that's a lot. 68.
Yeah, like 80 CS around the 10-minute mark is phenomenal. Like that's free farm and more. Like that's what you want to be aiming for.
Yeah, 82 is every creep without jungle creeps, but he is getting a few jungle creeps here and there. So
yeah. Does that include like the siege creeps and all that?
Yeah, because it's 4 per wave for 20 waves and then 2 siege creeps.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, he's going to blink back under his tower. He's got the salve now, so he'll be able to heal himself back up. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Centaur looking for an engagement. Hasn't got his blink dagger yet. He's up to 1500 gold. NS is sitting behind him though. Ping's going in. It looks like they want to go on this Centaur, but maybe won't be able to do so. Morphing now. Midas back up. This is only going to be a second Midas use of the game. He's really struggled a bit with this one. Oh, they're baiting the Centaur here. Vengeful Spirit's there as well. They're actually, well, they're kind of baiting here. There is a Grave going to come out. That's going to keep NS alive for just a little bit longer. They kill off the Ancient Apparition. Centaur going to pay for this with life. Looks like NS going to go down on the Dazzle as well. They need more TPs in, but there aren't any heroes to come. Puck, he's too late to the party. They lose 3. The first kills of the game for Ahead, and it's a pretty big fight going their way. Aloha Dan zips to the low ground. I don't know about this one. He's actually really low on mana. He's got 10 magic sync charges. May need to pop these just to zip to the high ground. Puck gonna orb up, so decides not to go for this kill, and that was with Batrider coming in. Batrider actually had to blink. That was actually Storm trying to bait things out there, so nicely played by G to just decide he needed to get out.
Yeah, a nice vision from VP when they made that trip in to kill the Morphling earlier. Also managed to get a ward down. So
10.5-minute Battle Fury treads.
Oh my god!
Like you get a 10.5-minute Battle Fury normally with like brown boots or no boots at all, but this is treads plus Battle Fury.
Yeah, he's ready to just start clearing out the jungle every single minute. Crawling Blade picked up as well.
Yeah, things looking really good for this Anti-Mage. He's almost doubling up on the Morphling CS. Morphling did go for the Midas as well, but I don't think Midas really helps you out in this scenario. You just want to go for farm, and Illidan's found himself a big jungle stack as well, something that Jodham's been stacking up for him, so this is even more farm going his way. I imagine he just picks up a Vlad's just to accelerate his farm even more, also just to help sustain himself outside of the lane. But he gets salved up and has to find somewhere new to farm. He's actually cleared out the jungle too fast now. There's like no camps left for him.
Yeah, and I get the feeling that the Manta might actually race out the Orchid here. Aloha Dance, total Orchid progress, 1 Robo the Mega. That's it. So...
Can you call that progress? Like,
maybe
it's like maybe like you've laid the foundation that you're gonna get an Orchid. That to me is what he's done. He's put down the blueprints, but he hasn't actually even started the construction yet, really.
Yeah, it's probably in his quick buy if that's anything.
Yeah, that counts for something. At least effort points. He gets a 10 for effort, but
he can alt click in the shop. I will purchase Orchid.
Let his team know.
It's like, don't worry, guys. I'm still on board with the plan. It just got slowed down a little bit. 3 deaths worth.
Well, his team will be happy to know he hasn't decided to go for something like a Drum of Endurance or a Diffusal Blade, what have you.
Veil of Discord.
Yeah, Veil of Discord Storm. They're going to go in the center here at the bottom lane, but there's a Vengeful Spirit sitting behind, and there's a swap back. Aloha Dan still has plenty of mana to get out of there. Stun could follow, but looks like they're not going to try and throw. Actually, he used the stun, so... Virtus Pro, 3 heroes at the bottom lane. They've left the G Puck at top lane. He's got level 10 now. We'll be looking for a kill in this Ancient Apparition. It looks like AA throwing an ultimate towards bottom lane. It's being pinged out, so I think they know. Meanwhile, top, Puck going in for this kill. The Stampede being used. He gets an orb, 1 or 2 more right clicks. Uses the call to secure the kill, and AA ultimate at bottom lane doesn't really achieve all that much, so... G with a nice little pick-off. Had to use a Dream Call for it, but... At this point, he'll just take whatever pickoffs he can get. He doesn't mind too much.
Yeah, no great loss. PP's still looking really good, and this anti-mage is just completely untouched. 120 CS. Oh, and
Oh,
Aloha
man.
Dance. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Killing spree for Illidan. Another kill going his way. 120 last hits. 8k plus net worth. This is like the beautiful anti-mages we used to see back in the 2012 era. I've missed this. Not every game, but every once in a while I want to see a game with an anti-mage like this.
Yeah, I'd like to see every hero being viable, honestly. G.
Oh, it doesn't get
He
the
lives.
lasso off. Yeah. Orb his way out of the A. Ice Blast going in as well. G's already level 11 too. That's a pretty scary thought here. And now we have Virtus Pro smoked up with a Blink Dagger on Centaur. They're going to be looking for any hero to engage on. Morphling may be the one running towards them. Ooh. Did they he didn't spot anyone out. They ping him now. They see the Morphling. He waves on 3, waves directly into the Centaur stun. Is Morphing the string here? The stuns start coming out here. Doesn't look like there's enough damage to get any kills here. They may actually lose a few here. Dazzle going to get pulled in. No time for a grave. He's going to be brought down. The Courier needs to be careful. It could have almost gone down there, but the chase is on for NS. Aloha Dance low on mana. There's a swap, there's a Wraithfire Blast, and that's going to be the death for NS with 1 or 2 more right clicks. They do get the kill here. Lasso goes on to Arsat. Arsat on the Centaur. Maybe a next casualty, although he does pop a Stampede, gets himself out of there. Antimate decides against engaging in. Instead goes for the tier 1 mid tower with the help of Gene. It looks like this tier 1 mid will not be denied. Antimate picks it up now. They need to focus on escaping. There's 2-3 heroes behind them cutting off the retreat. Wraith King does have a stun, but that's not really enough to bring down anyone like this Antimate.
Anti-mage has over 600 GPM.
That's
Oh my god.
for 14 minutes in when you've only got like a couple towers. Like you're not completely snowballing and taking like normally you only see like the 600-700 GPM once you're taking all the outer towers. You're pushing the high ground and you're about to end the game. But at this stage, having that much GPM is pretty absurd.
Yeah, definitely. And ahead, well, they're trying to do whatever they can, but more deaths for the Storm Spirit. Unfortunately, going to continue to slow him down. The Bat Rider hasn't been that successful just yet with the Blink, and Courier goes down.
That's unfortunate.
To what exactly?
I'm not sure. I just don't know. I did not see that anywhere on the map when it went down. But that's just.
It's here.
I saw Puck in the mid lane after the Courier died, but that was like not there. He was like more like near the mid lane when it happened. So I may have to reinvestigate this game and what happened there.
Anti-mage drive-by? I don't know. I don't think so. He's been in the jungle for the whole minute.
This AA is going so greedy. He's going for a Midas still, it looks like, and I do not think he's going to get away with this. We have not seen AAs go Midas and be successful in a long time. Like back when AA was kind of first being picked a lot and like AUI 2000 was making him work, we saw it every now and then. But even nowadays, AUI 2000 just straight up rushes the Ag Scepter. He doesn't get a Midas along the way very often.
Yeah, the levels are nice, but just not that huge. And, G, nice coil mid.
Yeah, he's going to catch up multiple heroes with this one. They burst down the A to start things off. The Centaur follows up with an initiation on the Storm Spirit. Now Morphling, all he can do is wave to the high ground. He's going for a TP out. They break it with the Mana Void. Nicely played here, and Seema will be the next casualty. 3-0 in the mid lane. Meanwhile, bottom lane, looks like the Wraith King needs to be a bit careful here. The Dazzle and Vengeful Spirit, these are just 2 heroes, but in theory they could kill him. Does have the reincarnation, so they wouldn't be able to kill him twice, I don't think, but here we go. Centaur rotating towards bottom. Puck picks up the Dagon. That's exactly the kind of item you want when you're snowballing like this. And well, the Virtus Pro, they'll just continue what they're doing, which is just keep going for kills, keep going for aggression, keep going for these towers.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Looks like it should be tier 1 bot, no contest. Ahead just kind of... Well, they're charging down mid, but there's not even a tier 1 tower to take there, so...
Yeah.
Just have to go for a smoke, have to try and find something else to do.
What's the game plan here? Do they... I don't see any smoke on the Bat Rider, so after they clear out this one wave, they could look to do that, but right now Virtus Pro are grouped as 5, and this is not really a 5-man that they can take right now, and that's considering that you're up against a team with Anti-Mage. Normally you think, oh, we can 5-man, we can force team fights, but this Anti-Mage he's king of the mountain now, and he's about to pick himself up in Aegis now. Into the Roshan pit he goes with Yasha and Vlad. He can do this himself solo, but he's going to get some help from Arsat, who will help out with taking things up. Ice Blast will scout this out. We'll actually force him back. Illidan can't really stay in there now the Ice Blast is there, so this will actually push him out of the pit. Good thing it comes in now rather than when he was a lot lower on HP. They're going to smoke up in kind of in
On a
plain
ward.
sight here. Oh, Lasso goes under the Puck. Puck in a bit of trouble here. G going to get pulled as well. The Grave will keep him alive. Can he actually orb his way out of there? The Stampede can give him some extra movement speed. One more right click finishes him off. So nice initiation and kill coming out for a head, but they had to commit so much to that one. Another stun goes out on Illidan. Gonna blink in a few seconds. Blinks out just before the Storm can latch onto him. The chase is now on as Batrider blinks on after. Morphling elsewhere is actually taking a lot of damage to this Centaur. Centaur with a double edge could almost finish him off, but
Oh, Ice Blast.
oh, it clips him. Batrider's now going to chase after him. The Storm with a huge long-range zip.
Dire's top tower
Gets the
is
last
under
right click
attack.
needed, and that's 2 kills going to Ahead Gaming. Nothing being given up in exchange, so they'll be pretty happy with that little bout in the Radiant, well, the bottom river and Radiant jungle.
Yeah, got them a couple of kills. That should have been a pretty big streak ended as well on the Storm,
Dire's
well,
top tower
on the
is
Puck.
under
So
attack.
Storm, Oblivion Staff, plus 1k gold. Progress is there now.
Yeah, progress is there, but it's still like a
Dire's
case
top
of
tower
what's the
is
game
under
plan for dealing with
attack.
Antimage later on. Antimage is a good 230 GPM ahead of the Morphling. He's sitting on 12k net worth to the Morphling 7.5k. And Antimage a hero who's going to accelerate that farm with the Battle Fury, with the Vlads, and Morphling he's kind of accelerating the farm with a Midas, but not really. He's going to be playing catch up for a long time.
Yeah, honestly, if VP wanted to close this game out pretty quickly, I think they could just wait for, say, Manta BKB on Illidan, which is only going to take a couple of minutes to farm,
Yeah.
in all honesty, and then put an Aegis on him, make their way up onto the high ground,
Yeah,
or
like
at least get these tier 2s down.
They definitely can get Roshan. Sure, they got pushed away by the AI Blast, but they just got to back off, push out the lanes again, then wait till they see a few heroes in the side lanes, and then go once again into the Roshan pit. They've just got such a strong team for actually taking me. I'm going to see Antimage actually get found out here. Is there enough damage to bring him down? It will actually catch him out there. The Lasso followed up by a Storm Zip in, just enough damage to kill him off. So, well, there's still some hope, but Seam are going to go down in exchange. So both teams losing their carry heroes then. That hurts Ahead much more because they really need this Morphing to catch up. Sure, the Antimage kill is fantastic and all, and does slow down this Manta style, but Ahead just cannot afford to have this Morphling die at all at this stage of the game.
No, he really needs a lot of
Dire's
very
top
consistent
tower
farm
is
from
under
this point
attack.
to be able to match up against the Anti-Mage even slightly.
Batrider does pick up a 4-staff and Storm, while the Orchid is coming soon, but Anti-Mage's Manta Star will be up pretty
Dire's
much
top
at the same
tower
time,
has
so
fallen.
using the Orchid to stop a Blink is not going to be feasible unless the Manta is on cooldown. For VP, well, they just want to settle things down a bit here. They're stacking Ancients, which will probably go the way of the Anti-Mage once he respawns. And all in all, things looking pretty peachy for this for the Russian team.
Yeah, good, but I think Ahead definitely giving them a reminder that if they play sloppy, if they make mistakes, if they give away big kill streaks, that this game could potentially turn around.
Yeah. And that's where they're going to just play a bit safer for now. Antimage finishes off the Ancient stack. This will be his Manta style, which should be flying out in just a second here. And may even look to go into the Roshan pit once again fairly soon. There's a smoke picked up by the Batrider, probably anticipating another attempt on Roshan, and they want to contest it, especially now that 168 has picked up his 4-staff to go with the Blink Dagger. Immediate smoke coming out, and they're going to move on out. They're pinging Roshan. They have to be careful, like they want to kind of scout it out using an Ice Blast, and they'll do just that, but it means it's on cooldown. If VP see the AI Ice Blast on cooldown, that's when they say, okay, let's actually go into Roshan now. Gets thrown out. Doesn't actually
Dire's
land.
top tower
But
is under
VP,
attack.
it seems they're going to go down towards the Radiant jungle. They're just farming the enemy jungle, farming their own jungle, and just being a lot more efficient in general with their time as well as their farming.
Dire's
And
top
all three of their
tower is
cores
under
basically
attack.
have their anti-Orchid item online. We've got Manta Style for the Anti-Mage, Yules for the Puck, and Centaur, he's beefy. He's got a Hood of Defiance as well, so he doesn't even really care about being jumped on too much. And well, unfortunately, Storm just didn't really
Radiant's
have a
bottom
window of
tower
opportunity
is
where
under
that Orchid
attack.
was going to be extremely powerful.
Dire's
And Ahead,
middle
just
tower
not
is
even
under
defending this
attack.
tier 2 bot. Looks like they're just going to be giving it away. Ice Blast going to come in. I do have a DD on the
Radiant's
Storm, so
bottom
it looks like they
tower
might
is
be
under
able to get a trade out of it, but VP do have Glyph.
Yeah, a trade would be pretty nice. I don't think VP want to just give this up for nothing. They have got TPs. They're going to start TPing back now. TPing to the tier 3s to start things off. AA will look for that blink stun initiation. Assad on the move. Not going to be able to get into on anyone there. And that was with a Stampede being used. So Ahead do a great job to get a tier 2 tower trade and then just get out of there without taking any casualties. So
G
Maybe-
didn't have a TP.
yeah, I guess not.
It seems like it. He walked, and I mean he's their most important initiator by far, especially against the Storm Spirit.
This
so.
should be Roshan, it looks like. Yeah, Anti-Mage will blink in,
Yeah.
and that's because they know Heroes TP'd out of there. They saw C-Met bottom lane. He TP'd there. They see Amei at top lane on the Ancient Apparition, so he feels pretty safe and confident in his ability to take Roshan. Does get caught up by an Ice Blast, so may have to wait for that one to wear off. Goes into the Ancient. We'll have to see if he blinks back into Roshan, or if he just gives up on this now because of the AA, and, well, ahead. And they're once again rotating towards the Roshan pit. Anti-Mage's going to go back in once more. This time, no Ice Blast, on cooldown for about 12 seconds longer. Ooh, Puck. This is Solik on the AA at top lane. Batrider going blinking in. He's looking for anyone he can find. Oh, Dazzle actually getting bashed by Roshan. Anti-Mage goes in the mid lane. That's going to be a dead Wraith King. Can't reincarnate without your mana pool, sir. And now, ooh, in the jungle, G's actually been caught up by the Orchid Storm, but now Storm's out of mana, and he just used that off. I'm surprised G actually orbited his way. Xy's going to go for the rune here, but surprised he didn't look for a kill there on Aloha. He's pinging that he wants to go for it. He blinks to the high ground. Needs something to stun him up there. No double edge or stun? No?
No mana. No mana for Hoof Stomp.
Yeah.
Roshan
Well,
has
Anti-Mage meanwhile
fallen to
does
the
take the Roshan kill, so he gets himself an Aegis, and at this point Virtus Pro 16 kills to 8. Not looking as dominating as they were in the first 10 minutes of the game, but still in a very clear position of control in this game. Stormwind, he's going to regret maybe looping into that one. He's completely out of mana. Anti-Mage goes blinking mana void and gets himself a double kill. He's not done as well. Batrider goes on the high ground. Anti-Mage is there waiting. Going to force the Batrider back to the low ground. Puck will finish him off with one last right click. 3 for nothing here. Now they can look to go back for this tier 2 tower. Anti-Mage still with Aegis online. They've got the Vlads here just allowing them to push that just that little bit faster. No mech or anything up at the moment. No urn charges as well. Unfortunately for Jodam, he hasn't really been in range with those kills. Morphin going for a trade at bottom lane. Gets a tier 1 tower, but that is not really a true trade when you're losing a tier 3. Possibly even Rax is here. Storm finishes Orchid, picked up an Ogre Club, and as a result doesn't even have buyback. So Raxes are going to take a fall at 25 minutes in the game. AA Ice Blast is going to come in, but to no avail. These Raxes will take a fall regardless, and well, that's bad news for Ahead.
And VP lost nothing there. Aegis is still up for another 5 minutes. So they could even go and farm for 2 minutes, finish a heart on the Anti-Mage or a Butterfly, and then come back for another round.
They lost 2 towers at bottom lane, which is, I guess, well, it's not. That's not so much they lost it, but Ahead gained that. Like that's just gold in Ahead's pockets more than anything right now. And they called GG of all things. Okay.
Yeah.
They just can't deal with this Anti-Mage, they decide. Did pick up a BKB, not that Ahead know that, but I mean they were pretty much down and out at this point in the game.
Bit of an anticlimactic way to call it, but
they could at least it feels like they should call GG as soon as they lose the Raxes, and then it's like you've got a good punctuation mark. But the fact they wait 30 seconds and then GG out, it's like, oh, I thought they were going to play this one.
Yeah, trails off a little bit ambiguously, but well, good job VP keeping their potentially, I guess, their hopes alive for a top 4 finish. Still only. They need to sweep from here, pretty much, though, with all the teams that have 3 losses.
They've got 3 losses, as do Roxkiss, as do Fnatic, as do Sigma. Alliance have 4 losses, but they've played all their games. So 4 losses at this point to end the season. Is actually not too bad. It's a pretty good position to be in. Then Na'Vi have 1 loss, Cloud9 have 2 losses. So interesting. It'll be an interesting run to the finish. I feel like this season, more than past seasons, there's just so many tough teams. Partly because Cloud9 are now in it. And just in general, all these teams looking a lot stronger. You've got teams like Roxkiss, Virtus Pro, who are actually true contenders in Season 9.
Yeah, and then you've got the Power Rangers and MYM and stuff who just randomly take best of ones.
Dude, NextKZ are on a tear lately. NextKZ actually won a few games. Like, they started off absolutely terrible. They had some of the worst matches I've ever seen them play, but last few days, I think they beat Virtus Pro. That was one of Virtus Pro's losses, was losing to NextKZ. Oh no, that was Roxkiss. Roxkiss lost to NextKZ.
Empire lost to NextKZ.
Yeah.
As well. I think Next were the ones that ended their massive streak that they were on. So NextKZ looking legit.
They've also lost to the retry, I want to say. I think the retry's only win was to NextKZ, so that's the embarrassing side of that right now. So they're a team who is so hot or cold, but when they play well, they'll beat top teams. So never count those guys out.
Exactly.
But that does it for ourselves for today. We've got 2 more Starladder Europe matches coming up. I won't be casting those. I don't think Baseskip will either. Mort is going to be taking over the Starladder Europe stream here on Beyond the Summit, and we are going to be, well, I'm going to be taking a 1 or 2 hour nap before preparing for In the Studio, our Beyond the Summit show. That's episode 3 coming up at Basecamp. I imagine you're going to get yourself some shut-eye.
Yeah, 4 a.m. I'm off to bed, but fun games tonight.
Yeah, big thanks for joining me. If you guys want to support Basecamp, follow him on Twitter at Basecamp. Also, you've got your email if you want to give him any feedback on there. What's your email again?
Basecapdota@gmail.com. Yeah, so if anybody has any thoughts, then please feel free.
Well, I'm Gods at BTS Gods on Twitter, Facebook.com/BTS Gods as well. Be sure to check out and follow Beyond the Summit as well. But guys, we're going to take a quick break. The stream will go down in about 10-15 minutes time as then Mort puts up his stream. And then we'll have our next 2 matches of today, which I'll quickly check is going to be Cloud9 versus Insane and then Sigma versus Virtus Pro. A pretty important match to end the day. Virtus Pro, they want to get a win against... Well, both Virtus Pro and Sigma want to win there. That's going to be a crucial match if these 2 teams want to stay alive in the race for the LAN finals. So, big thanks for joining me, Basecamp. It was fun as always. Always a pleasure. And I'll see you later.
Catch you on.
Alright, see you guys. We're going to go do a quick break. When we come back, more Starladder Europe. See ya.